What's up, Starcraft fans? Last time we did Nova with siege tanks, liberators, and those railgun turrets, also the missile turrets. This time we will do Stukov with bunkers and siege tanks. So let's get right to it. Thank you to Endarth, Lucinus, and Peterus, and Shadow Archon who are supporting me in the Pulse Cannon tier. And thank you to all my supporters on Patreon. Once again, we are on top of the pass. We are doing the Magura map so that we can set the enemy composition, so it's the same for everyone. Also the hybrid patterns. Stukov's static defense consists of bunkers and siege tanks. He also has missile turrets, but we won't need a lot of those, maybe a few. So to get the bunkers, I need to go for a fast barracks. Not super fast, but fast enough to get one at 3 minutes. And we have to rush it a little bit, not that much, a little bit. Because a bunker costs 4 supply, which means I need about 2 overlords per bunker. And I will also need 400 minerals. It's quite expensive, so not even a minute in, bunker has already started. Usually in these challenges, I go for a base first, a second base first. Not this time. A bunker is needed, so I can get that fast bunker out, or that barracks rather. The barracks is needed, so I can get that first bunker out. Of course, tech requirements. I also need a factory with tech labs to go for siege tanks and gases. But as you can see, I'm not in a particular hurry to get my gases this game because bunkers can actually hold their own quite well. The siege tanks later on will actually be the nail in the coffin for Amon because they're extremely effective against ground forces. But until then, what I have are bunkers. I actually start the bunker here because I actually wanted to go for the rock break first. Damage it a little bit before I actually have to go there. I actually put down this barracks here. I moved the barracks there so I could kind of body block Amon for a little bit while my bunker works on these rocks. So far, no gases yet. And again, that's all intentional. And you can see at the very beginning, I move this overlord over this spot and then manually spread creep over it. Unlike 1v1 races, Stukov's overlords do have the manual spread creep right at the beginning of the game. So you can kind of do this. Stukov spreads creep slowly. It all comes from his command centers, but with the overlord's creep spread, you can actually direct where your creep goes by having that little bit of creep go there. Also building a second bunker over here so I can also help break down these rocks. Same as usual, we have roaches trying to make their way. They will whack down these rocks. Meanwhile, my bunker is ready and waiting here. It has 6 marines inside, or 6 infested marines inside, or infested troopers. And I have actually switched off the spawn on these. So the assignment is to help the bunker stay alive for now. I just have to help it stay alive until the second bunker is ready to help out. For the moment, the second bunker is still trying to whack down these rocks, which is why I've opted for repair. That's one nice thing about Stukov. He can just set these SCVs to repair so that I won't lose the bunker. Losing a bunker is quite costly. It's, again, 400 minerals and 4 supply. I move the bunker a bit ahead so I can build that tech lab. Actually, I already placed it a little bit even more. Set this bunker down here so I can start working on these rocks, both of them. Meanwhile, gases have been mining for a while, and now the factory is on the way. The factory, well, I'm going to make siege tanks once I have the tech lab on. Here I can see I have 3 SCVs repairing, and it was almost not enough, so I had to use the infest structure on my own bunker. The infest structure makes these dudelings that will kind of draw aggro from the roaches, but what that also does is repair the bunker for a little bit. It heals for a little bit of damage. And you can see that I manually controlled my dudelings so that they don't attack the roaches too much. I don't want them dealing too much damage, because the damage dealer, I want my damage dealer to be the bunker specifically and the siege tanks later on. So I manually just controlled those dudelings to just run around in front so that the bunker can do most of the damage on its own. Meanwhile, I'm still getting a lot of SCVs on this here base, trying to saturate, trying to get my economy up, because Stukov is very much an economy-based commander. Meanwhile, you can see I have the Plague Munitions upgrade, researching from the barracks that will increase the damage output of my bunkers. Once again, I use infrastructure to kind of mostly draw aggro, but it's also doing a little bit of damage to these horses so that my bunkers can overwhelm these roaches and this hybrid. You can see I'm trying to draw them away. They're just there to take shots, but they're not meant to do the bulk of the damage. Meanwhile, siege tank has arrived. It is ready to shoot. It's infested. Its ammunition is actually infested, and for that reason, you can see that for upgrades, I've opted to go for the engineering bay and these melee or these infantry upgrades, because the ammunition of the siege tank, its most relevant damage, is based on the volatile infested. It's an infantry guy that shoots out of the siege tank. So if we want to increase the siege tank's damage output, we upgrade its infantry. The infested bunker almost dies, but you can see I did a little trick there. You can see I unloaded the troopers within. I unloaded the troopers within so that they would draw aggro away from the bunker and allow my SCVs to repair it. Meanwhile, I have another siege tank ready and waiting. I plan to use the rocks to help buffer a little bit for my defense. I have an overlord here spotting. Meanwhile, this Apocalypse is just chilling out over here. Meanwhile, I have more siege tanks moving into position. I have 2 tanks here. Alright, 2 tanks here. And I'm gonna set this bunker right in front of these rocks. Yeah, just shoot though. You can see the siege tank splash deals tremendous amounts of damage to those Zerg. And now my bunker's out of range. They are forced to actually shoot the rocks, and they haven't actually managed to break through. On this side, they did manage to break through, but I once again infested my bunker so that it will heal up and draw aggro away from the bunker itself. 10-minute wave is a little dangerous because it will come with hybrid. So I have to actually be ready for this. I have SCVs repairing. I have 3 tanks. I will have more on the way. At the moment, I'm getting more upgrades. I'm getting a second engineering bay. Not for armor upgrades. Maybe I'll probably get that later on, but the main reason I got the second engineering bay is so I can get the second bunker upgrade, the armor upgrade, or the region upgrade, while I'm still getting the infantry attack upgrades. You see there's a lurker there, but I do have this overseer spotting. I'll have another overseer just chilling out here. I'm moving my static defense forward for Stukov because I actually want to be able to shell away these thrashers when they spawn, so I won't be under any sort of pressure when the thrashers spawn later on. It doesn't apply to all commanders, and it's actually a big advantage. Ooh, I actually lost that bunker. That's a bit of a shame. So I just rebuild the bunker. I tried my best. You can see I unloaded the guys. I used infrastructure, but they did focus it down. I only had 3 siege tanks here. On this side, I had 4, so it was inherently weaker. And if I had the 4 siege tanks here, the other side would have been broken. So it's kind of a forced choice. Meanwhile, I have another factory making here. You can see the tech lab that I used earlier on the barracks is now getting a factory attached to it, and that will help me produce more siege tanks. 2 more bunkers have started as the 12-minute wave arrives. I'm not overly concerned because I have, 9 siege tanks here, and 9 siege tanks is a lot of siege tanks. Meanwhile, I have an overlord here getting ready to spot, because at the 15-minute mark we will have waves come in from the north east. You can see the volatile infested volleys from the tanks doing tremendously well. One reason that Stukov's tanks are superior to other commander siege tanks is because you can see that when they don't connect, they stay alive and they can just run to their next target. So there's even less of a chance of overkill when it comes to Stukov's siege tanks. You can see this Thrasher spawning right here gets taken out right away. Another wave right there, but you can see I cancelled that bunker. I will remake that later. In fact, I'm remaking it now. Ooh, cancel it again. So 2 cancels on a bunker. So I'll not count that as lost stuff for my bunkers. You can see this one siege tank shelling away now has 12 kills. Oh wow, look at that, there's a queen here transfusing that spine crawler. But the siege tank replenishes its ammunition faster than the queen can replenish its energy. The good news for Amon for now is that I needed to defend this side. I now have bunkers ready to provide ammunition and anti-air. And the siege tanks ready and waiting to receive whatever it is that's on its way. You can see just these volatile infested getting shelled away at Amon. Another roach, 2 more siege tanks over here. You can see that spine crawl over here earlier was gone. It's gone. It's been destroyed. SCV is just repairing. And with the repair, it can actually defeat these air hybrids, these hybrid nemesis. Just shelling away. Direct enemy drop. I do not lose any siege tanks. Oh, was that some healing? I thought I saw some healing pluses over there. That's strange. There'll be another direct drop. This time I have an extra bunker ready and waiting to receive it. It's actually going to drop it right on top of my bunkers. That's even better. Alright. So now I uproot these bunkers, moved into their new homes over here. And over here. Meanwhile, my siege tanks have deep tunneled to their next locations where they will shell away at this hybrid and get ready to camp the last Thrasher spawn in this spot. And the other last Thrasher spawn on this spot. So it's the northwest and the southeast that I want to camp ahead in front. Meanwhile, I still have more bunkers making here because they will send more waves later on there. So 18-minute wave in this attack pattern will come in from the northwest and the southeast. So I have bunkers and siege tanks waiting. I am not building missile turrets because the bunkers can also shoot up. My concern against the siege tanks is that they don't shoot up. And the bunker alleviates that by not only providing something in front of the siege tanks to tank damage, but also something that shoots up at these air hybrids. So I'm gonna lose this bunker maybe? Other bunker, not quite yet. So I have 2 bunkers aside. You can see the SCVs repairing do manage to keep this bunker alive through all that stuff going on. Just bunkers, just shelling away at the enemies. More siege tanks, you can see with double factory production, able to pump out so many. I'm actually mineral blocked this game. You can see I'm only floating 300 minerals and 1300 gas because siege tanks and bunkers do not require that much in the way of gases. So you can see I only have 3 workers harvesting this far gas, 3 workers harvesting this other far gas. You can see my attack damage has been completely fully upgraded actually. Move these siege tanks here so they can shell away at this bonus objective. Meanwhile, I have routed more tanks here in the center where they will receive the direct drop, also the incoming transport wave. Meanwhile, more tanks just shelling away at these guys. Delete these things, make them not things. Ooh, lose the overload. That's not ideal. I mean, it doesn't count toward my losses, but I do have to remake it overlord. And as I noted earlier, my composition, my army composition, is a little bit heavy on the minerals. So, if I have to spend an extra 100 minerals to replenish an overlord, that is kind of a win for Amon. I kind of had to use the alien incubation there, the spawn broodlings, so I don't lose the bunker. Speaking of, I once again had to unload. I had to do the unload trick on the bunker so that the enemies won't focus. Instead, they killed one of my infested troopers, but as long as the bunker stays alive, that's a win for my bunkers. Next drop is right in the middle. It's right in the middle of the killing range of my tank. They almost take a tank with them, but not quite. Oh, I take another bonus objective. That's pretty neat. The 18 range of the siege tanks allows them to draw all these guys away without having to go defend this expansion or the temple itself. They just draw the aggro away. Just chill away these guys. Ooh. So last fracture spawn, I have tanks here ready waiting to receive the units, and I have tanks and bunkers waiting here to receive the Thrasher and the waves that come along with them. Thrasher has appeared. Thrasher has appeared also. Ultralisks fighting my volatile infested. That is fine by me. One Thrasher down, other Thrasher down. Bunker losses, 0. That's beautiful. No eggs on my factories, that means I didn't need to replace anything. I'm still maxed out, as you can see at the number on the top right. Next is the most dangerous wave that will come with a lot of the hybrids. Hybrid on each side. So I have to take care to receive that wave properly. Try not to lose forces to it, ideally. Here it is, shelling away at these hybrid. Ooh, that hybrid's off to the side. That might not receive so much fire from my siege tanks. So far, 0 bunkers lost. Air hybrid down. These air hybrid are still here, but that's fine as long as I don't actually lose anything. Still at 199. Nothing in production on my factories. That means I'm still maxed out. Have to repair my bunkers so that they don't... Oh, also repair that siege tank. That was a close one. It got into the red. It was briefly close. This 46 kill tank, this absolute hero, this absolute Chad of a siege tank. 29 kills of this guy. So many destroyed Zerg by these siege tanks. 49. That might have been my search. This might have been my first siege tank. It has almost 50 kills. That's a lot. That's several lots, in fact. 45. This guy's close. This guy's 46 kills. It's close. It's also getting 50 kills. Still at 46 though. It went up to 47. That's nice. I root everything here. Then I infest the spine crawler, so I don't actually lose guys there. And then shell away at this bonus to try and get the last bonus objective before time runs out. And I believe that will finish the game with perfect temple health and all bonus objectives destroyed. Not quite a full clear. I can probably do that, but it'll risk... I would risk taking a little bit of damage on the temple. As it is a perfect run, kills wise. And I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. If you have an idea for what else you can do, please leave in a comment. Score screen wise, you can see damage. That's infested trooper. That's all from inside the bunker, so it's 14.9%. Add doodlings don't count. 72% from the volatile infested. I told you guys, the volatile infested do the damage for Stukov siege tanks. The bulk of it, at least, the splash damage. That's why I kept upgrading the infantry attack for my siege tanks. And then 10% from the tanks themselves, they're spine crawlery things. And the apocalypse does not count, it's not static. So 96%, that's the second highest so far. Well, third highest. We're not. I still have Karax hidden. For those guys who know why it's hidden, you know. Anyway, temple health 100% fully defended. Survival wise, I probably won't count lost, volatile, infested. They're literally ammunition, so I don't think that counts. Infested trooper, I lost 159 infested troopers. Wow. Anyway, I lost a tank. Look at that. So out of the 38 tanks I made, one died. So that's 37 survived. I made 13 bunkers. And I believe I lost. Did I lose a bunker? I believe I lost a siege tank. I don't think I lost a bunker. Did I? I remember canceling bunkers, but I don't remember losing them. Do let me know in the comments if I did lose a bunker and during what timestamp so I can edit this. 38 made tanks and 13 bunkers. That'll give us 98% survival. That's actually the second highest or third highest. If you know, you know. Oh wait, yeah, that's survival. Okay. We have 8.88 for Stukov so far. He has a chance to be rank 2 or 1, depending on how the votes go, or 3 if it doesn't go well. Guys, vote below, or rather, vote in the poll that will go up tomorrow on this channel in the community tab, asking you guys whether you like Stukov's bunkers and siege tanks relative to other commander static defense. I'll see you guys then.